Hi there. Some cycling news for you today. And it's one of those situations of a tail wagging a dog, and the result of which is going to be no World Tour trade teams racing the Team Time Trial at this year's World Championships. CoachEdu.net. And how did this all come to pass? Well, we can thank the UCI, or as many tend to call it, the UCI list, for that exact state of affairs. And what's happened is that the UCI, the only race on the calendar that the UCI has exclusive ownership of is the World Championships and the awarding of the World Championship jersey for road race, time trial, etc. So the only race that the UCI could cobble together where the riders will be wearing their trade team jerseys would be the Team Time Trial at the World Championships. So what the UCI decided to do was, well, we're going to make the Team Time Trial at the World Championships a World Tour event, and because the World Tour contracts stipulate that all World Tour teams, in order to be able to be granted a World Tour license, you have to have your team at each and every single World Tour race. So that's exactly what the UCI did, and said that it's compulsory for each and every single World Tour team to be racing the Team Time Trial. But where under normal circumstances all other World Tour events use some of their television rights money, television endorsement money, sponsorship money, etc., to help cover the cost of transport to get a team to a race venue, so that your smaller World Tour teams that are not necessarily in line for top steps of the podium and big prize money at least are able to cover the costs of getting their teams to the events. The UCI stated, well, we'll be covering nothing of anybody's transport costs. It's all up to you, the trade team, to get your team to the World Championships this year, and we're not covering any of those costs ourselves. That was number one. Number two, when it comes to television coverage, everything goes to the men's and women's individual road race, which is raced in country colours. There's almost zero television coverage for the Team Time Trial, which means that there's no incentive for your World Tour teams to be able to go there, because they're not going to be getting their sponsor logos out in front of television cameras. Number two. Number three, the prize money for the Team Time Trial has been cut right back as well, to be able to put more resources into the individual road race, which is by far the more prestigious event. So what's happened? The World Tour teams got together, had a meeting amongst themselves, and went back to the UCI and said, all 18 of us as a unit will not be attending the World Championships. We will not be racing the Team Time Trial. So where the UCI thought they held all the power, they held all the cards, collectively the trade teams got together and said, if these are your stipulations, we're not going to be there. The UCI was not prepared to budge at all, thinking that they were wielding all the power. Now it's going to be a World Championship Team Time Trial without any of the top level World Tour teams. There may still be a couple of Continental Pro teams, a couple of second division teams that may still go through and contest the race, but really without any of the World Tour teams, the top teams being there, what is the Team Time Trial going to be anyway? But anyway, so that's it. Tail wagging the dog. UCI thought it was the dog holding all the cards, all the power, and they collectively, the trade teams got together and said to the UCI, up yours, and that's going to be making things really interesting when it comes to negotiating power between the UCI and the trade teams going forward. That's my video for today. Remember to click the like button, share it out amongst your friends, post any comments, questions, criticisms that you have in the comment section down below. Remember, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and stay carved up for the win. I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Whoa! Oh.